Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Monday, June 9th. Coming up on Cullman Today, Cullman County Sheriff Matt Gentry announces candidacy for Alabama Public Service Commission. ALEA warns Alabamians of a nationwide phishing scam. And Cullman County EMA's Brent McDonald talks tornado safety. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. Cullman County Sheriff Matt Gentry on Friday announced his candidacy for the Alabama Public Service Commission, APSC. Gentry told the Cullman Tribune he is running for Place 1. The APSC has 3 members. Place 1 is currently held by Commissioner Jeremy Oden. Place 2 is currently held by Commissioner Chris Chip Beaker. APSC President Twinkle Andress Kavanaugh resigned last week because she was appointed by President Donald Trump to serve as the U.S. Department of Agriculture State Director, Alabama Rural Development. Governor Kay Ivey has appointed Representative Cynthia Lee Allman to replace Kavanaugh. In a statement to the Tribune, Gentry said he's looking forward to a position like Public Service Commissioner that allows him to protect and serve the needs of all citizens of Alabama. Gentry says the commission needs leaders who understand what everyday Alabamians go through and who won't back down when it comes to standing up for them. Gentry also stated that when elected, transparency would be at the forefront as he has held thousands of community meetings, public events, and citizen classes as sheriff of Cullman County. Gentry announced in August 2024 that he will retire at the end of his current term and will not seek re-election as sheriff. His third term will end in January 2027. Alabama Public Service Commissioners will be on the ballot in 2026. The primary will take place May 19th, and the general election will be November 3rd. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, ALEA, is warning citizens about a nationwide phishing scam that has recently targeted Alabamians with fraudulent text messages, falsely claiming to be from the Alabama Department of Vehicles, or DMV, and demanding payment for non-existent traffic tickets. These messages threaten to suspend individuals' driving privileges for 30 days and suspend vehicle registrations unless recipients click a malicious link or provide personal information. State officials emphasize that there is no such entity as the Alabama Department of Vehicles. In Alabama, driver's license services are administered by ALEA's Driver's License Division, and vehicle registration is handled by the Alabama Department of Revenue. Additionally, license plates issuance is handled through local county probate offices. ALEA and its driver's license division do not send unsolicited text messages threatening prosecution and requesting personal information for payment. Any such message should be considered suspicious and deleted immediately. ALEA advises recipients of these messages do not click on links in the suspicious message, not to provide any personal information, and report phishing attempts to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov or the IC3 at ic3.gov. With the ever-changing Alabama weather, residents must always be prepared for any eventuality. Cullman County Emergency Management Agency Specialist Brent McDonald is providing tips on proactive steps to ensure safety before, during, and after severe weather. McDonald emphasized that preparation is the key to safety and survival, suggesting first a well-stocked emergency kit that should cover at least 3 days' worth of necessities, including water, non-perishable food, a weather radio, flashlights, extra batteries, a power bank, a first aid kit, and prescription medications. Hygiene items, warm clothing, sturdy shoes, blankets, and essential tools like a whistle, alarm, or multi-tool are also necessary. Comfort items such as toys and books are also encouraged for families with children. Inside the home, the safest shelter during a tornado is a small windowless room on the lowest floor, such as a bathroom, closet, or interior hallway. It's also vital to recognize when you need to go to a public shelter and the importance of arriving earlier rather than waiting for the storm to begin. Cullman County has multiple public storm shelters located across the county, which typically open when a tornado watch is issued. Locations and updates can be found on the Cullman County EMA app, website, and social media pages. Wearing the correct clothing and protective gear can be life-saving. A sturdy helmet and durable full-coverage clothing such as denim or canvas, along with closed-toed shoes or boots are recommended. Once the storm has passed, residents must remain alert. Gas leaks should be taken seriously. If you hear a hissing sound or smell gas, evacuate immediately and avoid using electronics or open flames. And McDonald emphasized avoiding common post-storm mistakes, such as entering unsafe buildings, using generators indoors, or driving through floodwaters. Residents are encouraged to stay informed by using tools such as NOAA radios, emergency alerts, and EMA app and social media. Community support is also vital. Check on neighbors, especially those who are vulnerable. The EMA requests that residents report any storm damage as soon as it's safe to do so. This helps the EMA coordinate response efforts and submit data to the state. Reporting forms can be accessed on the Cullman County EMA website or through the EMA app. And those are the top stories in Cullman today. Coming up, Auburn's season ends with 4-1 super regional loss to Coastal Carolina. Sports is next. Welcome back. In today's sports segment, let's check in on Auburn baseball's postseason. After dropping Game 1 in extra innings Friday night, Auburn was back on the field at Plainsman Park for an elimination game against Coastal Carolina on Saturday. The Tigers led 1-0 after 6 innings, but the Chanticleers plated 3 runs in the top of the 7th to pull away with a 4-1 win, bringing Auburn's season to an end at the Super Regionals. Auburn concludes a historic season at 41-20. The Tigers went 17-13 in SEC play, earned the number 4 national seed in the NCAA tournament, swept the Auburn Regional, and hosted a Super Regional for the first time in program history. Coastal Carolina advances to Omaha, riding a 23-game winning streak. Auburn scored first in the top of the 2nd when Eric Snow drew a walk on a 9-pitch at-bat, then scored from first with 2 outs on Chase Fralick's single to right field. Andreas Alvarez held Coastal Carolina hitless until Ty Barango led off the bottom of the 3rd with a single to left. After a 2-out walk and a wild pitch put 2 in scoring position, right fielder Ike Irish caught an inline drive to keep the Tigers ahead 1-0. Alvarez induced a double play to erase a leadoff single in the bottom of the 4th, then stranded 2 runners to complete his 4th scoreless inning. Auburn threatened in the top of the 5th when Chris Rimbert drew out a one-out walk and Bub Terrell followed with a single, but an infield fly and a strikeout cut the scoring opportunity short. Cade Fisher relieved Alvarez after a leadoff single in the bottom of the 5th. After Coastal Carolina loaded the bases with no outs, Fisher struck out a pair of batters and got an infield fly to leave the bases loaded. Alvarez scattered 4 hits in 4 shutout innings, ending his freshman season with 16 straight scoreless frames across 4 outings, including 3 starts and 1 relief appearance. Coastal Carolina broke through for 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th, tying the game on a leadoff double and an RBI single. The Chanticleers scored the go-ahead run with 2 outs in the 7th, capitalizing on an error at first, ending the outing for Fisher, who struck out 4 and allowed only 1 earned run in 2 2/3 innings. Coastal added a 3rd run in the inning off relievers Cam Tilley and Parker Carlson on a walk and a hit batter with the bases loaded. The Chanticleers scored an insurance run in the 8th with a leadoff double and an RBI single to wrap up a 4-1 win over the Tigers. And that wraps up sports for today. After the break, Berlin Volunteer Fire Department's 50th anniversary community cookout, St. Bernard Prep announces academic leadership roles, fun in June at Cullman Sports, Recreation and Tourism, and Mopars by the Lake. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The Berlin Volunteer Fire Department is celebrating its 50th anniversary with a community cookout on Saturday, June 14th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Berlin Community Center. The cookout will include free hot dogs and hamburgers. Administrative Assistant Casey Barfield said the department is searching for photos from the last 50 years to use in coordination with the event. The photos will be displayed along with a plaque that will honor the department's founding members and chief since its founding in 1975. After the event, the plaque will be displayed at Station 1. Photos can be submitted to the Berlin VFD's Facebook page via Messenger or sent to berlinfiredepartment@outlook.com. St. Bernard Preparatory School President Father Joel Martin recently announced several key academic appointments and program enhancements as the school prepares for the 25-26 academic year. Father Dominic Lee, a monk of St. Bernard Abbey for nearly 12 years, has been named Assistant Headmaster. In his new role, he will oversee student discipline, chair to the Discipline Committee, and continue teaching mathematics. Kim Whaley was appointed Dean of the Faculty. In this role, she will support the headmaster and faculty in academic standards and the curriculum implementation, serve on the Discipline Committee, and maintain her teaching responsibilities. Right Reverend Cletus Marr will serve as chaplain, providing pastoral care for students, faculty, and staff, and working closely with Sister Teresa and the monks of the Abbey. St. Bernard Prep is also introducing an intensive ACT workshop to be held during the fall semester. An experienced outside instructor will conduct sessions integrated into the school day, offering students focused preparation at no additional cost. Cullman Parks Recreation and Sports Tourism has a June packed with fun. If a Nerf war is what your family is looking for, grab your gear and bring the kids to the Omniplex June 14th at 10 a.m. On June 20th, at sunset, enjoy the Little Rascals Under the Stars at Movie Night at Art Park. If a youth pickleball camp sounds like fun, on June 23rd through 26th, kids of all skill levels, age 8 through 16, can learn to play or improve their game. Registration for the camp is open on the Cullman Parks Recreation and Sports Tourism website. Sportsman Lake will be revved up Saturday, June 14th from 8 to 3 p.m. for Mopars by the Lake, a car show sponsored by Cullman Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. If you'd like to enter your Mopar-powered vehicle, early registration is $25 and registration the day of the show is $30. Car enthusiasts can enjoy a day of music, food, and fellowship. For more information, call Robert at 256-734-1064 or Brenda at 256-962-3601. All proceeds benefit Secret Meals for Hungry Children, a program that provides food to children in Cullman County who are at risk of going hungry during the weekends. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at your weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week. Perry Wayne Casey, 51 of Cullman, passed away on Thursday, June 5th. Funeral service will be at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, June 11th at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home. Visitation will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Wednesday, June 11th at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home. Joanne Caldwell Bryant, 66 of Russellville, passed away on Friday, June 6th. Graveside service will be held at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, June 10th at Bangor Cemetery in Hayden. The family will welcome friends for visitation at Hanceville Funeral Home on Tuesday from 1:30 to 2:30. Michael Shane Gay, 52 of Videmont, passed away on Thursday, June 5th. Funeral service will be held at 2 p.m. on Thursday, June 12th at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home with burial at Flint Creek Cemetery. Visitation will be from 1 to 2 p.m. at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home. Henry Calvin Harding, 79 of Vinemont, passed away on Thursday, June 5th. No services are scheduled at this time. Daniel Keith Marston, 72 of Holly Pond, passed away on Friday, June 6th. A memorial service will be announced at a later time. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a look at your weather forecast. There's an 80% chance of rain with showers likely throughout today. Some could produce heavy rainfall. We're looking at a high near 83 with a thunderstorm possible this afternoon. Tonight, rain chances go down to 40% with mostly cloudy skies and a low around 65. Tomorrow, we'll see sunny skies with a high near 84 with partly cloudy skies tomorrow night and a low around 63. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a wonderful day, Cullman.